Americans love meritocracy, and they also love, what's the story? Come from behind, Rudy,
The underdog?
the underdog story, right?
Oh.
Guess what, Steve?
Oh, like American Idol, they always have like this the sad story before someone goes to compete so that they can like be a heartthrob. So I kind of need a.
You don't need to fabricate a sad story. You
Yeah.
can be authentic about it.
Yeah, it was hard.
But just recognize that like your weakness is your strength. Like your perceived weakness in this particular area is actually a huge strength. And in fact, the strength of big players is their weakness because they have no such underdog story.
Just look at our average professor when it comes to teaching.
Yeah.
Right. They never, not never, but they haven't struggled the way I think I'm struggling in terms of skills and habits when it comes to learning. Therefore, when they teach, they don't help other students make that connection, right? Because they've built that from maybe high school, even earlier. Right?
I wouldn't say that they haven't struggled. I would say that, like, the way that I would phrase that is, in order to make teaching decisions that are based on information, you have to be based on the science of learning. You have to be familiar with the science of learning, and our system has no mechanism by which we teach content experts how to become professional educators. And so a lot of times, no matter what struggles our professors have gone through, they're not necessarily reflective on what those struggles imply about the system itself. And so many professors will look at their process of system navigation as an example of what it means to be a successful student, and then base pedagogical decisions on the apprentices of observation. I went through this, therefore this is the way it happens. So they're making decisions in pedagogy that are based on anecdotes, not necessarily scientific data on how learning works. And moreover, the highest achieving members of our academic communities are often the most privileged members, because socioeconomic factors and racial factors play into where these people grew up, the type of information they have to navigate the system. And so it ends up that meritocracy is a myth, but not a realized goal. And because content experts don't necessarily have mechanisms to analyze social structures, those things are, in their mind, may or may not be well delineated. And so from that standpoint, like, I wouldn't say that those folks hasn't struggled. Many professors do struggle, and they have their own individual difficulties there. But I don't know that many professors know how to really break down that struggle and analyze it using multiple lenses, and then make informed decisions about the teaching technique, so that some of the poor pedagogical choices that led to unnecessary struggles in their own navigation of the system don't get perpetuated in their own classes, right? And I think that's one of the things that I want to help you guys think a lot about. You know, one, how do you navigate the system in a way that's super powerful? But two, how can you individually and we as a team build consciousness about larger themes in the science of learning and social analysis, so that when you make pedagogical decisions in your own classes in the future, you're doing so from an informed perspective, and not doing so based on the pedagogy or the apprenticeship of observation. Or another way of saying it, you're not doing to your students what your teachers did to you just because you succeeded, right?